is this is just one wall.
Oh, this is one of the models. Okay, good. So first, I want to introduce you to. I want to introduce you to my viewers. I'm going to say you're Doug. I don't know what to say. Former.
I think very simply, you could say a former special operator with the U.S. military, followed by a career in the Central Intelligence Agency as a clandestine officer, and finished out as the deputy director of the Defense Intelligence Agency.
Of the CIA. Awesome. And you've told us some fascinating things. I want you to tell a little bit about this wall. And I want to tell you, if I may tell you the personal selfish agenda I have for this video. I have a daughter. She's 2 years old. In case somebody wants to ask her for a date, 12, 14, 15 years from now, I'm going to keep a record of these videos I do with FBI and CIA, who I have a relationship with. So I can tell the future boyfriends, I can make you disappear if I want to. So you do not ask my daughter out on a date until she's 40 years old.
Yeah, you could say I'll hunt you down like a dog.
There you go. So now that I'm recording this call, go ahead. I love to hear about the wall, and I want you to know I'm going to share this with all my friends.
Okay, well, I'm honored to be, again, this is just not just a wall, it's part of a wall. I won't bother to show the entirety, but my office actually is a replica of a New Mexico Native American kiva, which was a religious facility which inherently was underground. It was round with a dome roof with access. And so the architect that built this room, and it wasn't us, who designed this with kind of a spiritual undertones as part of the artistic input to designing the room. I'm not sure exactly what you can see. Dominant is certainly in there, but if you allow me, let me put my glasses on. The dominant item on the wall, which is Virginia Hall, who was a very famous, very courageous OSS operator during World War II, who eventually, after World War II, became a CIA employee, and I think passed away in the mid-70s, but she is absolutely a spectacular role model for all of the female officers of the agency. And so I think that given the male-dominated environment that she came from, given the male-dominant environment that my wife served in, and it's a struggle, without a question, both for Virginia and for Cindy as well. But just to keep that struggle in mind, that's why I have the print of Virginia Hall that was commissioned specifically for the agency. It's not publicly available. And it is a oil painting that actually hangs in the wall of the main headquarters of CIA. Right underneath that is a British Sterling silenced submachine gun that we captured in Iraq. It was destined as part of a shipment of about 1,000 weapons due to the consignees were the Shia militia, the Shia extremists, who were not only killing, far more Iraqis than they were killing, Western soldiers. But the fact of the matter is that the Shia militia were very lethal and very dangerous. And so we captured the entire shipment, and the team presented me with the first weapon that they pulled out of one of the crates. Just to the upper portion of that, let me see if my finger goes in the right place, because it's just the opposite right there. Those are some Russian parachute badges that the director of the Ukrainian intelligence service gave to me, that they had captured off of it. I don't know what the right word is, that they had taken off of a captured Russian soldier that the Ukrainian military captured in the Donbass when the Russians annexed that part of Ukraine as part of Russia. Right up above it, in the small thing right there, happens to be an international medal. It's not a medal that you present to somebody. Medallion, I think, is a better word, because I served a lot of time in the Balkans, particularly in Bosnia, both during the Bosnian War and twice after. And so I was part of the entire UNPROFOR I4, S4 international presence there, not only trying to bring peace and stability to a very fractious part of the world, but also get some justice for the genocide that happened in that region, which was certainly the largest genocidal experience since World War II. We have up on the, let's see if I got this right, that's Iranian currency. I'll only tell you that that's what it is. I'm not going to tell you how I got it. So it's unfortunate. You may see an elephant head there. It's a beautiful hand-carved wooden elephant head. I acquired that in Southeast Asia. So I got that when we served there. Up on top, the box up on top is a number of challenge coins that were presented by U.S. Forces Iraq, and the commanding general at the time gave me those as a departure gift when I left Iraq after my second tour. The big,
what did you do to earn it? Can I ask the question? What did you do to earn those coins?
Keeping American soldiers alive, I think, would probably be the simplest way to describe it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, which is what our job was. I mean, job one was keeping American and Commonwealth, I should say, Western soldiers alive and helping them be more lethal when it came to both the Sunni and the Shia enemy in Iraq, and try to bring some, peace and stability in Iraq. You can see how well that turned out. Up here, I'll back it out of the way where my hand is, where you can see that is a what we call as a shadow box, and it's a bunch of pictures of the personal security detail that kept me alive in Iraq, and so they presented that to me when I ended up leaving. Let's see if I get out of the way. There may be a couple other things up here. There is a store-bought version of it shows you UCK, it's the UCK, it's the Albanian freedom fighters. I spent a little time dealing with them when the Kosovo War was unfolding in 1999. Let's see, up above Virginia Hall is just a medallion, is just a logo of the CIA's Counterterrorism Center, and it's just a decorative item. An airplane up there that was presented by some folks that did some things that I can't tell you about. I can't tell you who they are, what they did, or where they did it. I can just say that they did it with an airplane. This is just one of several airplanes.
Wow.
Right off to my right, you'll see, it's hard to see, I think, is a photo of the Pentagon. I served at the Pentagon, and so the staff who worked for gave me that. And right underneath that, let me see, put my finger up there, you'll see right above, let me see where that is. It looks, I'm trying to judge.
Yeah.
That right there is the arming flag for a Hellfire missile that was on a armed Predator that was fired over Pakistan. So part of the U.S. government effort to kind of deal with the Al-Qaeda presence in India. Then I got a knife that's there, it's a K-bar knife that was presented. K-bar knives are very emblematic of kind of warrior ethos and courage and whatnot. Right underneath the knife is kind of just a framed collection on inside the frame itself. And I'm pointing to see if I got it right here. Here's on camera. Right. The upper left photo is the first American flag to fly at an American base in the north and east of Afghanistan when I took my team in right after 9/11. 2 CIA coins, the picture of the Mi-17 that we actually flew into Afghanistan.
I apologize. Why would the CIA have a coin? Maybe that's a naive question.
Esprit de corps. Esprit de corps.
Oh, okay, I understand.
Yeah, yeah.
Got.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
It's not a currency, real currency. Got it.
yeah, yeah, it's not a convertible coin, to say the least, negotiable coin.
I know the Federal Reserve is a private corporation. It's not a government entity. I know they like to make money. They don't like fraudulent.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I've got an extra one of those. I'll give you one. Yeah. And then on the upper right is an old Russian war map that I found in the compound that we occupied. And then down below that you can't see is I'm put my finger on it, is my leadership team, which was me, one other American, and a number of Northern Alliance mercenaries. Yeah.
Fascinating.
And then underneath it is a picture that I found in a bombed out building. Let me point it. It's right there. It's a black and white photograph. And what that is, it's an original photograph of some British soldiers frisking Iraqis in 1936.
Wow.
And it is emblematic of why the Iraqis, have this antipathy for the West, because essentially Britain treated Iraq as an exploitable colonial power, not appreciably different than it treated India, for that matter, and many other places. But I kept that picture. I pulled it out of the rubble of a house and framed it because it just provides kind of a touchstone about how small behaviors can aggregate to big behaviors very quickly without regard to sensitivity, particularly cultural sensitivity, when you're a dominant power dealing with a lesser power. So those are the items that I think are in your field of view there.
I love it.
Might be something hidden, some small things back here.
I love it.
Yeah, I think that probably is more than you wanted to hear.
For sure.
Nice.
Fascinating. Doug, I'm gonna
Fascinating.
I'm gonna put the recording off with the precursor that somebody calls my daughter 14 years from today. I'm calling you, and I have your cell phone number. And
I'll be a little old. I'll be probably I'll in a wheelchair. I'll go after.
No,